Hi everyone. Look at this. 6:44. For those who don't know or understand what I mean and what I say, that's okay. You don't need to. But just trust when I say that it's meaningful. Very, very meaningful. And I've been noticing a lot lately, especially in the last 3 or 4 weeks, the consistency of numbers showing up, like waking up at 3:33 or 4:44. It's it's just amazing, just amazing. So I did a live earlier, and then a friend of mine, Sandra, was on the live stream, and I was talking about the movie that she was in, and so I just spontaneously went, "Do you want to come on and talk about it?" She went, "Sure." And so her and I, partway through, I don't know what point, but she was on my live stream with me. And it was the most amazing conversation. And I so appreciate um, Sandra. Plus, I met her physically at Soulful Fest. It was the first time I met her, period. Yeah. So, don't forget everybody, this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, I'm hosting a sound bath. It's going to be 60 to 75 minutes, so an hour, hour and 15. And suggested donation is $22. Keyword suggested. Sliding scale is available. One of my sisters that's not on here right now, but another sister, what she did for somebody that hangs out with me quite often, they paid for both of them. And that just made my heart sing. It made me smile. Because that's how we help each other. I don't need to know people's stories or what they're going through. And that's why I've always made it anything that I do where I'm in control, I will always do my best to make sure, sliding scale is available for those who need it. And if you don't need it, great. If you want to add more than, like the event on Thursday suggested $22. I had a friend of mine who donated 25. And what she does by adding that helps compensate for the people who need to go lower. It just balances itself out. It's very magical how it really truly does work. Don't you love that lighting that's coming in right now? Like, wow. Hello, Andrea. I speak about you and Kirsty quite often. There's an energy, and I think the word is trilogy. I'm going to rephrase that. Trinity for 3 people. There's about the energy, like for the last, 3 or 4 weeks, it's been magical. Just, oh. So I thank you, Andrea. Let's see where we go. I just read what you wrote earlier, and I'm just reading what you're saying now, or most of it anyway at this moment. Yeah, I know, and you know as well, that if Kirsty's available, we both know she will be here. And yeah, and it could be a possibility. We are live. I'm just sending her a direct DM. She arrived, did she? You speak of the devil. Not really, she's not a devil. Fuck that shit. It's just the... Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I want to keep this energy just... Yeah. Hey, Kirsty. I'm glad you saw and that you're here. Okay. Because Andrea and I were just talking about us three. You know, this energy between the three of us, the Trinity is just incredible. Yeah. So don't forget, everybody, this Thursday I'm having a sound bath at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You're going to think maybe, what weird time? Well, the thing is, I got people all around the world, and I know I cannot meet everybody's needs or, you know, time-wise. And, you know, I look at who's following me right now in this moment, and so I chose to do it at 6 p.m. for a couple of reasons. And one of the things is this: my beautiful sisters, Kirsty and Andrea, are from Australia. So it's actually Friday morning for them, or late morning, I guess it would be, and possibly early afternoon the following day. And it's just a convenient time for them, I hope, anyway. And then for my friends who are on the East Coast, what's beautiful about the time is 6 p.m. If any friends are on the East Coast, it's 9 p.m. for you. What a great way to go to bed in my sound bath. Also, for those who are not able to make it, I do have a private sacred group that the live stream will be in there. For those who are not able to make it, that video will remain up in the private group for 48 hours. It's there for your convenience. Yeah. And the suggested donation is $22. Keyword is suggested. Sliding scale is always available for anyone who needs it. So let's see where we go. On my previous live, it shifted right in the, as I was talking about this. One of the first songs that were ever channeled using the looper is a song that I would channel just before I got the looper, and it's called Activation. And while there's the more I played that energy, I just felt myself connecting more to me. And then out of my third eye, I saw the native people dancing with pride. And I went, whoa. And so I'm going to play this energy called Activation. Here we go. Oh dear. Most of you guys have never heard that before. And like I've articulated before that I never know how the energy wants to be expressed, and that's how I want to be expressed in that moment. When that energy's came in just over 3 years ago, I used to attend a gathering, a weekly gathering of for light language. What I do is light language, and and when I played that song the first time in Suzanne's group, Suzanne Amara's group, called Light Language Lounge, and the first time I played it, there was no looping, just the guitar. And this beautiful sister of mine that I met through there, while I was expressing that energy, and she was showing this, get the pyramids, right? That the top of the pyramids opened up, and all this energy is going around the world. And as my friend, I can't think of her name right now, sorry for that, she was articulating this, and then she was sharing every part that she saw and wanted to share. And she's the one that gave me the title, Activation. And that's why it's called Activation. Okay. God, I wish I could remember her name. What I now understand, she's actually from Australia, because where all kids are, but she went to Bosnia for however long, whatever amount of years. Her and I only had one conversation. She was telling me some stuff that has happened for her, and I was like, holy shit. But because of her description, like, I saw it all. I went, holy shit, yes. And that's what I mean. Like, I don't necessarily understand what I'm transmuting. And, I just stay with that energy, and I honor that energy. And it's like, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's see where we go next. Yeah. Definitely is. So I'm just going to say this again for anybody who's new on here that don't know. I'm having a sound bath this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And it's going to be 60, 75 minutes. Could be a little longer, just depends where the energy is. And when I say this, my sound baths, this is not a, forgive me, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody as I go to say this. Some people just do the crystal bowls and the Tibetan bowls and other, rain sticks. This is my main vehicle right here. This is my guitar. That what you just experienced is going to be the kind of energy that's going to be in my sound bath. But it's going to be like 60, 75 minutes of this flow of energy. See where it's going to take us. And suggested donation is $22. Sliding scale is available for anybody. And yeah. And if you can't afford to pay anything now, but you want to pay later, I'll let you in now. You can pay later. Also, the video will be up in a private group that I have, and it'll be up for 48 hours after the sound bath. Okay, let's see where we go now. I'm looking forward to the sound bath, I'll tell you, because it's, it's just going to be nice just to play and play and play without talking. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, it's going to be incredible energy, you guys. And I got my beautiful sister Kirsty that's coming. There's somebody else that's coming because I just got a PayPal from them. Another sister's coming. Actually, two other sisters are coming. So there's 4 people so far. I think I did it right. I don't know. Yeah, 4 people. And so it's just, the more the merrier. There's no lie about that word. The more the merrier, because the more that we have our energy collectively in one sacred space, it's going to take us wherever it takes us, and it's going to be fun. Okay, let's see where we go. I'm smiling on this energy that 2 years ago, this month, I went to Solar Fest at Mulberry Mountain in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas. And for those who don't know, I live in just outside of Vancouver, BC, Canada. And that's the first time I had done anything that incredible for myself since 1991. So it's 23 years ago. It's 23? Or is it longer? 33. There we go. And when I went to this festival, not knowing anybody, actually, I can't say I didn't know anybody. I knew people virtually, a couple of people, and we had never met in person until then. And Delia paid me the highest compliment. She goes, "You're exactly the same in person that you are on live stream." And that was the highest compliment she could have ever given me or paid me. But while I was there, this gentleman, his name is Keith Hill, and he got up on stage and did a few songs, and I'm just going, "Oh, fuck, man, you're good." And because of where it comes from within him. And so when I came back home, I channeled his energy. It took me a few months to figure out it was his energy, but it was his energy, and it's called Mosey On Down. Yeah. And Keith loves this song. And then he actually came to Soulful Fest in Houston in December. And, you know, it was the last day of the festival, and I'm done playing, right? Because I usually play 2 or 3 hours, or an hour and a half to 3 hours, I'll use that term, every day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday I played for 2+ hours or 3+ hours. And then did the same, not as long on Saturday, not as long on Sunday, and I'm done. And Keith Hill, I'm sitting behind, and Keith Hill comes over and chatting with me, and so I borrowed Ty's guitar, and because he wanted to hear his song, so I start doing it, and he starts with some incredible lyrics, and he just loves the energy, and then it was just, I'm just so grateful for the people I've come in contact with. So fucking grateful, because you guys all leave the impact and imprint in me that I get to channel the way I do. It's you guys. It's I don't understand it, and I don't need to understand it. I just honor it, and the way it wants to be expressed. And yeah, I'm gonna do one more, then I think that's it. Here we go. Wow. Kirsty, you're very, very welcome. But may I suggest that you thank yourself for your willingness, your heart and soul's desire to get back to who you are. I'm just an avenue to assist and help you. You are the one that trusted this vibration that I get to bring. It's you that's did it for yourself. And this is the thing about all of us, is that we need to remember we have free will, free choices to make. And the one thing I knew personally, absolutely to be the truth of all truths, that I compromised me for the sake of some people. Not everybody, but for the sake of some people. And sometimes a lot of people. I was that. And it was, I did not understand 4 years ago, 3, 2, 1, to present moment, just how the energy that I surround myself with people, what I watch on TV, to the music I listen to, will affect my vibration. And I have let go of a lot of people. Some social friends, some more acquaintances. And if people want to choose to stay in the drama and the chaos, that's their free will. They can do that. But that doesn't mean I have to be subjected to that energy. I let somebody go a couple years ago, and as difficult as it was, I just said to her, when enough was enough, and I just said to her that you can't treat me so rudely and disrespectfully the way you have. I deserve. And if you ever come to a point where you realize that within yourself, my doors are always open, but not until you choose a better life for yourself. I can't be around, it's like I look at my own journey, and especially since 1996, and even prior to that, there was something inside of me that was driving me to keep on moving forward no matter what. Like, I come from a small island, and I may be ignorant, I may be gullible and all that stuff, but it just speaks of my innocence. I take people at face value. And I'm proud of myself for the way I am. But the one thing that I missed out was that then I did not respect myself. I always put other people before myself. And then I always feel crappy afterwards. And I'm so grateful for my long time friend, Deb Reed. She has helped me through so much. Just give me the space to talk, and you know, things come in for her because she's always guided, and she'll say this or that or whatever, but it's always on point. And it's like, if somebody frustrates you, you need to stop and look at, why is that person frustrating me? Is it about me or is it about them? And that's where you have to do this whole evaluation, because I also have recognized that if people irritate me, it's my irritation, not them. So it's an opportunity for me to look at whatever that was so I can heal myself, which is like uncovering, discovering, and I get to discard. Because I'm truly tired of allowing people in and around me who do not show me respect, do not show me regard, care about, authentically care about. And I'm just so grateful for my choices. Do I understand the choices I've made? Not necessarily, but all I've known is to keep on moving forward, no matter what comes up that maybe interrupt this energy. But it's only interruption. It's not a disconnect. It's an interruption where sometimes we have to go within to figure this out. I spend a lot of time by myself. I do not need friends. I do not. I need me. I need me. And it's just like basically the last year, I started attending more. There's a gathering the first Saturday of every month, pub night. And I went to one year and a half ago, and then I was, I didn't go for quite a few months, and then I went another time, and then all of a sudden I start connecting with some people, which I did on the first night as well. And it's just like when we did dim song last Sunday. One of the ladies who usually shows up, her name is Jo. Well, you guys don't know these people. Her name is Jo. She's from Australia. And, you know, the dim sum for the month before, she mentioned that she needs to find a roommate. And me knowing Jo's energy, I said, yeah, you still look, what area do you want and all this? And she told me, and I said, okay, I have a friend that's looking for a place. Let me get hold of her and see if she's found a place yet. If not, I'll put you guys together. She goes, sounds perfect. Well, that afternoon, of course, I messaged Karen right away and said, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, yes, I'm still looking. I said, okay, I'm going to connect you with this lady. And so I just, created a chat for 3 people, which is them and me. And then once they connected, I just bowed out. And then at dim song a week ago or so, whenever it was, sorry, just like time is just wow. And they paid, it was quite interesting because I met Karen 7, 8, 10 years ago. I didn't really know her, but I loved her energy. And when she reached out to me, right, and then knowing now Joe, and they're now going to be roommates. I found out at dim sum last week, or whatever day it was. It was a Sunday, that's all I know. And they said this about me, and they have no idea, just like, thank you for seeing me for me. And Joe said that if you connected with me with somebody, like in this case, I knew that that person would be a good person. And Karen said the exact same thing. And sometimes we don't see our substance of who we are, but other people have always seen it. It's us seeing ourselves. And this journey I've been on is for me to see myself, to understand myself. And every time I kept on stepping into this part of me, more magic unfolds. As you guys are all, that's what you guys are experiencing, is me opening up more to myself, which in turn is I get to open up to you. I get to open up to my guitar. I'm trusting myself at a level I've never trusted myself. And one of my difficulties from childhood shit, and I used to say this in my counseling sessions in late 1996. I said to my counselor, why can't my family see me? Why can't they love me for me? And my counselor helped me to a different perspective. And what I've been learning is it always comes back to me. How about loving myself? Fuck everybody else, including my biological family. Fuck you guys. You have no idea who I am. You think you know. It's like I have my younger brother who said this to me years ago. And I just remember I was out west here, so, and he said to me, you're running away from your problems. He didn't ask me, he was telling me. And inside of myself, I never said anything to him because there's no sense, they're not going to hear me anyway. But inside I go, no, I'm not. And what I realized when I started my counseling, I was running to a safe space and place that I could start my inner work, my true inner work. And that's the thing. Do people ask you so they can understand you better? Or are they telling you? Think about that. Feel that. When somebody tries to tell you, quit acting this way, quit doing this, quit doing that, it's their uncomfortableness. They're uncomfortable with something. That's not your job to make them comfortable. And that's the thing we've all done in our entire lives, is to make people happier. And we compromised ourselves continuously for the sake of being a nice person. And what I now see and understand is I'm still a nice person, but I now have very clear boundaries. And clearer boundaries. It's what is acceptable in and around me. It's like start socializing. Like I've mentioned before, like I have not been out in the gay community for 13 years, 14, 15, whatever it's been. And, start, connecting with people last year, and then got invited to a gathering and it's just, you know, just, and then most of the people that I've connected with since then, that they all came to my concert. I was nervous as hell because these people don't really know me. And I appreciate their support by coming and supporting me on my concert. I appreciate that so much. the beautiful part is because when I have my guitar in my hand, I open up. And, so I was talking to people, sharing some of my story, and like they're going, wow. And the biggest thing is this is it doesn't mean the stuff that's happened to me does not rear its head at the times. When it does, it's my responsibility and my job to recognize that to the best of my ability, or later recognize that and start working on that to figure it out. And what I'm finding, the more I grow and expand within myself, the less all that stuff comes up. I'm totally okay with talking about any part of my past if it comes up. I don't need to go da 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 da. And I can see there was a lady who came to Dim Sum, which was her first event. As I met her at another event, and I told her, we have a gathering at Dim Sum and this, and she decided to come. And I noticed this because when I met her, it was the first words more or less out of her mouth. She did it again at Dim Sum, and it's not judging her. It was an observation how much pain she's in. She just talked about her ex, who was abusive, and she left. And it's been over a year of them being separated. I know a little bit more about this story, so I can understand why it's still triggering her, because she's now buddies with her landlord upstairs. And she hangs out there. That's the trigger. I said, you need to get the fuck out of there. But because it's so raw within her, it's what she's living through right now. My heart goes out to her. And if she wants help, I'll help her. But she has to be willing to help herself. And most people do want to be helped. And it's hard to find people because none of us are broken. None of us. We've had things that have happened to us through our childhood, into our adulthood, and to the very present moment. There's always going to be things happening to us. And we need to put things back in clear perspectives. Like when I was a child. I was a child. It was my parents and all the adults in and around me. It was their responsibility to love me, to nurture me, to protect me from the fucking perpetrators. That was their job. And they fucking failed miserably. They failed miserably. It's not my responsibility. I'm the one that carries this. I'm the one that has the wound. It's like, most of my memories are blocked out. I'm detached from my body. And this beautiful machine here, the looper, and when it started playing, my feet start going, my legs started moving, and it's allowed me to feel. And that's what you guys are experiencing now, is me opening up to myself and allowing this energy to move me. I can imagine what it does for you guys. Yeah, because sometimes I'm just sitting here bebopping, right? As much I come on here, I understand that I create this. And just so you guys know, I am also sitting in a vortex, okay? I created that. Not consciously, but I did create it. And I remember, I call them the three amigos, which is Deb, Rick, and Phil. And I was struggling last year sometime. And I reached out to them for help. And Deb said to me, did you create a vortex in your house? I went, I don't know. It's because you have a vortex exactly where you're sitting right now. And you created that. I went, And I will explore things with him in me. It's just the same thing with the alchemist. When Suzanne said to me, you're an alchemist, and I have to find my way there. And it was just like my friend Deb, and I talked to her, it was about 3 years ago, And I said, this alchemist thing, it keeps on speaking to me. And she read the definition. As she was reading the definition, I went, oh, fuck, I truly am an alchemist. And I'm very proud. I'm honored to be an alchemist. And I'm so happy and glad that you're all here hanging out with me now or later or the next time, right? We are absolutely incredible for everything that we've gone through. I'm continuously learning. And I'll say this again and again, and please, anybody that's here right now, don't take this out of context, but I have two very, very special people's energy that are been here for the last 4 weeks roughly now. And it's Kirsty McNiven and Andrea Watson. There's a trinity energy between us three. I don't understand. They don't need to understand either. We just honor it. There's something going on. And we're just sitting into this more and more all the time. And it's like, even when I started at the beginning today, it was just Andrea was here. And she was mentioning something about, hey, we're missing Kirsty's energy. And she was right. I went, that's what it is. And then Kirsty popped up shortly after that, because I sent her a text as well at the same time she was showing up to let her know we are alive. And as soon as Kirsty came in, it's just like, wow. Like, I'm so honored by these two ladies' energies. You're brilliant. You're amazing. And I thank you too ever so much. I thank you too ever so much for being who you are. And you guys are trusting me. In turn, I get to trust myself even more. And Kirsty, you know, with your sacred heart, allowing my music to assist and help you. That's all I'm doing. You're doing the work. You're allowing this to do its magic within you. You're just allowing it. You're embracing it. You're opening up, and you're just going, wow. It's just like one of our comments earlier was like, I'm sitting outside looking at the sky, the sun, and in the fields, and it was just like I could feel it. Right? It is love. Pure and true respect. So on that note, I know we have somebody on here that's on YouTube, and they've been here from the beginning. I don't know who you are. You don't have to say anything. I just wanted to acknowledge you and thank you for being here. Because I know, and I have a feeling or in a sense that you are the same person that shows up almost every time. Whoever you are, thank you. You're a part of this. We all are. Last night's live was incredible. So, on that beautiful note, thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Kirsty. So, on that note, I'm going to go be quiet. And I cannot thank you all, every person that's here now or later, for hanging out. And if you want something to do on Thursday evening, I'm having a sound bath on Zoom, which will also go into a private Facebook group that I have. And the video will be up for 48 hours for anybody who is not able to attend the actual live on Zoom. But also those who attend on the live on Zoom will also be, that video will be available to you guys as well. So no matter if you're there now or later, it's available for 48 hours thereafter. So you can go and indulge in that energy. Thank you, Andrea. Peace and love, everybody. And on that note, hugs and love.